The night the cameras went live, Ethan Cole told himself it was just a precaution. If you've ever stayed till the very end of a story because something in the beginning grabbed you by the chest and wouldn't let go, this is one of those moments. And before you settle in, do me a small favor: if stories like this move you, teach you, or make you see people differently, tap like and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. What Ethan was about to discover would change him forever, and maybe, by the end, it'll change you too. Ethan was a self-made millionaire, the kind the magazines loved. Tech prodigy, clean suits, minimalist penthouse, and a calendar booked months in advance. But behind the glass walls and polished interviews was a widower raising a 7-year-old son named Noah. Since his wife Lily had died 3 years earlier, Ethan lived in a constant tug of war between providing everything and being present. He hired the best schools, the best doctors, the best help. What he didn't know how to hire was peace of mind. Noah had grown quiet over the past few months. His laughter came less often, his eyes seemed older, and when Ethan asked how his day went, the answers were always short. "Fine, Dad." That word began to haunt him. That was when Clara entered their lives. She was the new nanny, recommended by an agency with glowing reviews. Early 30s, calm voice, gentle smile, and eyes that seemed to really listen. Noah warmed to her faster than anyone since Lily. Too fast, Ethan thought. He hated himself for the suspicion, but it crept in anyway. What if he was missing something? What if trusting again cost him the one thing he had left? So he did what a man used to control and Dad always did: he installed cameras. Discreet ones. Living room, kitchen, hallway. Not in bedrooms. He told himself it was for safety. He didn't tell Clara. At first, the footage was boring. Mornings of cereal bowls and backpacks. Afternoons of homework at the table. Clara was patient, firm when needed, kind without being indulgent. Still, Ethan watched. Late at night, alone in his office, tie loosened, staring at screens instead of sleeping. Then one evening, something caught his eye. Noah had dropped a glass, and it shattered. Ethan braced himself, expecting raised voices or frustration. Instead, Clara knelt beside Noah, carefully moving the glass away. She didn't scold him. She said, "It scared you, didn't it?" Noah nodded, eyes filling with tears. She hugged him, not quickly, not awkwardly, but like someone who knew exactly how long to hold on. Over the next few days, Ethan found himself watching more. Not out of suspicion anymore, but confusion. Clara talked to Noah about Lily. Not in hushed tones, not avoiding the subject. She encouraged him to draw pictures of his mom, to tell stories about her. One afternoon, Ethan heard Noah say, "Dad doesn't like to talk about Mom. It makes him sad." Clara paused, then replied softly, "Sometimes grown-ups avoid pain because they think it keeps them safe. But talking can make the pain lighter." Ethan felt something tighten in his chest. The real moment came 2 weeks later. Ethan had stayed late at the office and checked the cameras while waiting for a report to load. The house was dim, rain tapping against the windows. Noah was supposed to be asleep. But there he was, sitting on the floor of his room, knees pulled to his chest, shaking. Clara rushed in, wrapping a blanket around him. "The bad dream again?" she asked. Noah sobbed and said he dreamed his dad disappeared like his mom. Clara held him and whispered, "Your dad loves you more than anything. Even when he's not here, he's always coming back." Then she added something that made Ethan stop breathing. "And if you ever feel scared, we'll face it together. You're not alone." Ethan closed the laptop and cried for the first time since the funeral. Not silent tears, but the kind that bend you forward. He realized the cameras hadn't revealed a threat. They'd revealed a truth he had been avoiding. His son wasn't withdrawing because of Clara. He was withdrawing because Ethan had been emotionally absent, trapped in his own grief, mistaking provision for love. The next morning, Ethan did something he hadn't done in years. He took the day off. He made breakfast, burnt pancakes, but Noah laughed anyway. Then Ethan sat him down and talked about Lily. About missing her. About being scared. Noah listened, eyes wide, then leaned into his dad's side. When Clara arrived, Ethan asked her to sit with him. His voice shook as he confessed about the cameras. He expected anger, betrayal. Instead, Clara took a deep breath and said, "I understand why you were afraid. But trust goes both ways." She didn't quit, but she set boundaries, and Ethan respected them. From that day on, things changed. Ethan stopped watching screens and started watching his son. He came home earlier. He listened more than he spoke. Clara remained part of their lives, not just as an employee, but as someone who had helped heal a broken family. Months later, Noah's laughter filled the house again. And one evening, as Ethan tucked him into bed, Noah said, "Dad, you don't disappear anymore." Ethan smiled through tears and replied, "I'm right here. Always." Sometimes, the things we're most afraid to look at are exactly what we need to see. Ethan thought cameras would protect him from loss. Instead, they showed him love, patience, and the quiet ways healing happens when we let people in. If this story moved you even a little, remember to like and subscribe. Stories like this remind us that wealth can buy security, but only trust and presence can build a family. And sometimes, being speechless is the first step toward finally saying what matters most.